So here I am at BJ's and we're getting gas. Now gas right now is $3.75 premium, $3.15 regular unleaded. And I'm next to this lady with this Tahoe. She's got this gigantic freaking Tahoe. This guy's got a Yukon. Now, my truck is nowhere near as tall. Who's blowing like that? Who the fuck is blowing like that? Making a goddamn noise. So anyway, God, come on, man, really? You better stop it before somebody get out and kick somebody's ass. I'm gonna get you on YouTube. You better cut that shit out. Because, yeah, people be blowing at other people. You don't know. They got short tempers out here. Some of us got Desert Eagles. You never know. Yeah, it's like all I know is if somebody get into a fight, I'm going to get out and record it and put that shit right on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. So anyway, yeah, gas is $3.75. And as I've said before, well, first of all, I was saying that these trucks are gigantic. Like, that thing is like the same size as my uncle's Expedition. That thing is huge. But what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, let me tell you something. When this economy, after Election Day, let me tell you something. The official recession, the recession officially begins the day after Election Day. What is that, November 9th? That's when this true colors of this economy are going to show themselves. Because, see, right now, you got Biden doing whatever he can to suppress the fuel prices. And I'm telling you, as soon as these elections are over, and as soon as the Democrats can't hide no more, and they lose their jobs, and the Republicans take their positions, I guarantee you, these fucking gas prices are going to go. You see where it says $3.75? In most of these other gas stations, gas is much higher than $3.75. I think that's the lady who was blowing. In most of these other gas stations, gas is $3.99, because I just paid like $4 and something cents for a gallon of gas. But let me tell you something. As soon as these elections are over, these gas fucking prices are going sky high. Now, I was hoping I would have been out of gas by now. I was hoping I'd have my fucking electric car by now, but it's taking fucking months to get anything done because these goddamn supply shortages. But I'll get there when I get there. But this shit is a pain in the fucking ass. So anyway, what was I saying? So this lady's on the phone. You're not supposed to be on the phone, lady. They said if you're on the phone that you could have an electric spark. And electric sparks can trigger explosions and shit. Get off the phone. Or at least use a earbud. You know, because you can trigger an explosion from static electricity or something. But what was I saying? Let me tell you something. Biden, there's no more energy from the Strategic Oil Reserve. He tried to go over there. He tried to get them Saudis to play ball with him. The Saudis said no. And that's just it. So here we are. Fucking gas is $3.75. This shit is ridiculous. Fucking shit is absolutely ridiculous. Look at this old man right here. This man is a handicapped man right there. And this guy has to pay all that fucking money for this gas. It's like we're not looking out for the elderly. We're not looking out for people who don't make that much money. This is not right. Get these goddamn Democrats out of fucking office. Let's do it. Let's vote these motherfuckers out. Like, they got some bullshit going called if you don't vote, you don't get no ass or something. Or it's like exercise your civic duty or you get no booty. So the women are literally trying to withhold sex and make the men vote. Yeah, guys, listen. Oh, shit, somebody's fucking skidding out over there. No, listen, guys, what you got to do is don't let your women hold sex against you. First of all, get your passport, get yourself real women that don't do shit like that. Second of all, what you got to do is, yeah, honey, yeah, I'll go vote, and then go vote Republican. Because you know, yeah, okay, don't leave your hatch open. There you go. So, yes, you got to, what you do is trick them. Because you know they're Democrats. So if they're going to make, so you'd be like, yeah, honey, don't worry, I'm going to go vote. I'm going to do my civic duty. Then go vote Republican and vote against who she thought you were voting for. And don't tell her. You obviously don't want to tell her because then she won't give you no butt. But I can't believe that these women are bold enough to use sex against men and say, if you don't vote, then I'm not giving no butt. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, if y'all haven't gotten your passports yet, you deserve whatever you get. I've been trying to tell you, get your passports. And y'all are resisting, and I don't know why, but if you want to resist, then guess what? You just get what you deserve. Yeah, so this is where we are. What is this? We got 44, what is it, 45. It's just counting right up, isn't it? Now it's only $3.75. Now it was funny because I think the shock for me came when I was in Pennsylvania. I was at the gun range, and I spent $4 a freaking gallon premium. But then the shock got worse because it went up to like 5 and 6 and 7 and everything. So but they're doing their best to artificially suppress this shit. You see all these Biden stickers that somebody had to pull off there because somebody is talking shit. They're putting them Biden stickers on it. So yeah, that's just where we are, man. This shit is crazy. This is crazy. So the Dow Jones right now closed today at $29,239. I think it's important to pay close attention to what actually happened today because during a part of the day, I noticed that one of my trading accounts was down like $500 during my ride home from work in traffic. However, at the end of the day, I noticed I closed down about $75. So that means that the $425 difference was reversed. And it's actually evident to me why that happened, because when you actually look closely at the chart, you see that today around 2:30, you see the huge drop from 29,525 all the way down to fucking 29,103. So I was able to recover some of that money because then again, my stocks don't 100% reflect the stocks that the Dow specifically focuses on, because I don't own all of the Dow stocks. I own a lot of them. Like, I use my own indexes. So I have Mangoat for one, and then I have another index that I built for biotech and whatnot. But I specifically talk about Mangoat, which is Microsoft, Apple, AMD, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, Tesla, and oil stocks, right? Oil stocks have been a little wishy-washy. They were going up because one of the important things to understand, and I keep saying this, and the sad thing is I'll never, ever get any credit for saying this shit, but I've had this market pegged from day one, with the exception of the Russia versus Ukraine situation, which nobody could have pretty much seen coming with the exception of Putin and Zelensky. But the reality is, Biden went over to Saudi Arabia. Biden tried to get Saudi Arabia to say we'll produce more oil, because what Biden was trying to do is he was trying to get the Saudis to produce more oil in order to replace the cheap oil and the cheap gas and the cheap coal that we were getting from Russia. The Saudis flat out said no. Now, I've mentioned this in videos before. If you think back to right before the COVID pandemic, you'll probably remember that there was a Russia versus Iran oil production war. So it was Russia, Iran, and I believe the Saudis were also a bit involved in it, because the Saudis are obviously always involved because of OPEC. But they had an oil production war back then. And it's not really a war, but they had a battle to see who could produce more oil. That basically helped, along with COVID, sent oil prices plummeting. It got so bad that, as you remember, oil went negative. And as you remember, it was like we had boats just sitting offshore that couldn't even bring the oil because there was so much oil, there was so much gas, they couldn't even bring it because nobody could handle it. There was no place to put it. Long story short, Biden went over there. The Saudis basically laughed and said, no, we ain't doing nothing. Now, it appears to me that basically these countries over there, Asia specifically, Asia has gotten so strong that now Asia can basically tell America no. Without actually fighting anybody and without declaring war on anybody, the Asian countries in OPEC, these Middle Eastern countries in OPEC, they basically have gotten to the point where they can tell America, no, we ain't doing that. So Biden, but see, it used to be where Biden could go over there. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say Biden, because he's probably like the weakest president that we've had in a long time. I hate to say it, but that's true. Even if it was me, if I was president, let me tell you something. First of all, we would have never gotten to this point. I can promise you that. But the thing about it is, if I was president, I would have gone over there. I would have been, you think Trump was bad. If I was president, I would have been much, much worse. And I would have told him, listen, guys, we need you to produce more oil. And if you don't, we're going to pull all of our military help from you, and we're going to let all of these people that you've been oppressing, we're going to let them rise up and take your heads off. those may or may not have been the words that I used, but I would have expressed my point somewhere along those lines. And then those sheiks and those super rich oil sheiks, they would have sat back and thought about, my Rolls Royce isn't much good to me if my head is cut off by these people I've been oppressing. So let me just do what President Big Truck Series says, because otherwise he'll probably start a coup against me and I'll end up with a knife shoved up my ass, just like Muammar Gaddafi. So basically, if I was president, we wouldn't be here. That's the bottom line. We would not be here. But I'm not. And I probably won't ever be, because they'll pull up my YouTube videos and they'll basically convince the public that I'm crazy. Well, hey, that it is what it is. But anyway, that's what happened to the Dow today. Now, as far as stocks go, yeah, the whole fucking stock market got raped, basically. The whole stock market. As you can see, Tesla, it's funny. I wanted to buy more Tesla at 233. Sure enough, I look back at it later and shit's down to 216. It's very possible Tesla could drop below 200. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's very possible. Because even if you look right now, after hours, Tesla's down even more. So that means when it opens up tomorrow, you're going to be 210 because it's down 646 after hours. Now, all I'm saying is, if this shit drops below $200, I'm buying. I'm going to buy probably another 10 shares. Probably 10 shares. Yeah, I've got the money. I've got the money lined up. I got I've got like $2,900 just sitting there, just waiting. Because I always try to leave about $3,000 to $5,000 there, just in case there's a sudden demand that I want to buy something in the market. So I sold off a lot of oil stock. As you know, for those who follow me, I'm waiting for Cadillac to hurry up and build my goddamn electric car so that this way I can get my Cadillac Lyriq and I'll be done with these fucking gas stations. I'm not going to no gas stations no more. Or at least I'm going to try to avoid them as much as possible. So, the other stocks have been hammered. But this, again, you know what? See, you got to understand. This is kind of like in trading places where the price starts dropping and Eddie Murphy says, yeah, they're trying to scare the suckers out. Yes, we understand that we're in recession. Nobody can fool anybody. Nobody can say we're not in recession. Ultimately, what's causing this recession is the energy market. Oil prices going up, gas prices going up, home heating oil prices going up. Those have basically started the recession. They caused inflation on everything. All of our shipped goods, all of our food is shipped goods. Everything that's shipped, trucking back and forth, everything got hit by this because of oil and gas prices. Home heating oil may be pretty high this winter. Now, I already know that as soon as this election is over, gas prices are going up. They have to go up specifically because we have a 48-cent gas tax that New York suspended in order to help the Biden administration artificially control the market and what it looks like here. So I already know gas is going up at least 48 cents. It may go up much higher than that, but I already know there's at least 48 cents that's just waiting. It's sitting there just waiting for a chance to come out and strike. It's waiting there. I'm not crazy. I know it's there. It's there and it's waiting. Some of the other states canceled their gas taxes. Guess what? We have a $600 million deficit. It's sitting there. It's quiet. It's waiting. It's like in Aliens, when the alien is just chilling out in the corner and he's nice and quiet. He's all folded up. You don't see him because it's dark. And he's just sitting there. He's just waiting. And as soon as you pass by him, he grabs you. That's what I'm talking about. So I already know gas is going up. I've said this before. In fact, that's going to be the title of the video. The recession officially begins on November 9th. That is the day after Election Day. That is after these people have nothing more to hide, nothing more to lose, because either they'll be out or they'll still be in, and whoever's in is going to tell you the truth. Yeah, we're in recession. What are you going to do about it? Because it's the day after elections. The recession officially begins on November 9th. Mark my words. By December, you'll see. You already see the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates. You already see how unaffordable things are. It's like your family, your friends, your neighbors. You remember the ones who used to be able to run out there and buy those, or I should say, lease those German cars, be out there leasing those Japanese, those German BMWs, the Mercedes. The lease rates right now are so high they can't buy a goddamn thing. And guess what? These dealers, a lot of these dealers, and there's a story I might pull up. These dealers, a lot of these people who work at these dealerships are quitting because they already are feeling the pain of not being able to move these vehicles. These vehicles were easy to move at 0% interest or at 1.9% lease or at 2% lease. But guess what? When you're facing 5.8 or 6 or 7, it ain't so easy to move them now, is it? It's not so easy. It's not so easy. I'll probably try to throw that story in here too, because there were actually two stories that I was focused on. Really quickly, even though I shouldn't conflate these things because this is fucking Ponzi scheme bullshit. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum are down. Ethereum dropped below $1,300. As you can see right now, it's $1,279. Bitcoin, as you know, it's funny. This dude, I think his name is Crypto on Twitter. This dude has been desperately trying to pump crypto. He's, emergency alert, Bitcoin's going up, Bitcoin's going up. He's doing that shit every other fucking day just to see Bitcoin hit $20,000. I got a lot of morons on Discord following XRP. First of all, even if Ripple wins the lawsuit, the best XRP can ever hope to be is another lower end Ethereum or Litecoin or something like that. Now, yeah, there's a lot of people who put a lot of money into XRP, and there's a lot of people who lost a lot of money out of XRP. XRP had a high. What was its high? Let's see. Where's its high? The high of this shit, if you go back to 2017, the high of this was $3.37, $3.37. So guess what? All of these people who pumped it up like that, a lot of them didn't get out because they were convinced that it was going to $10. Just like these people who convinced Bitcoin's going to $100,000. Just like these people who convinced that Ethereum was going to $10,000 just because it saw $4,000 or $4,717. Guess what? The market conditions required for cryptocurrency to rise in perpetuity the way it was are no longer there. People are cash strapped. Food costs more. Gas costs more. Oil costs more. Home heating oil costs more. Deliveries from Amazon cost more. Deliveries from eBay cost more. I think you get my point. So that's just where it is. Now, looking at all this red, normally I'd be upset, except for I had pulled out a lot of money to buy my Cadillac. So had I left that money into the market, and had it not been for the fact that I'm going to buy my Cadillac, I would have been hurting because I would have been down maybe 30, 40, 50%. But nope, pulled my money out, and I've been holding it, just letting it sit, letting it wait, just sitting and waiting. So, for the most part, the gas market is up. Now, the oil energy pumping market is slightly down. But as you can see, they're still much higher than they were in 2020 when I was telling everybody about them to buy in, because they were only in the pennies, right? They were basically penny stocks back then. Now they're still in the dollar range. And some of them really shot up, like CPE and MBR and whatnot. But the banks are all down. The airlines are all down. The government will not let the airlines fail. The government, even though you hate to see it, the government will bail these shitty ass airlines out. See, if it was up to me, to tell you the truth, let me tell you something. I'd let all of these American domestic airlines fail, and I'd let like Emirates take them over, and I'd let Emirates, Asiata, and who else? Every single one of those Asian airlines that flies ultra luxury like Etihad, I'd let them take this whole shit over if I could. But that's never going to happen because they don't want the domestic market. Have you seen how crazy these people are when they get on these planes? I had never imagined that I would live to see people fighting on planes, punching stewardesses, and attacking flight crew. I never imagined that shit because I always knew that they said it a long time ago. They said you do some shit like that and there's a federal fine of like $10,000 and you're getting locked up for like a year. I never imagined things would get this crazy. I never imagined that here in New York City, you'd have to look behind you because you got to worry about somebody pushing you on the tracks, or you got to worry about somebody smearing shit on you while you're on the train, or you got to worry about somebody trying to rob you in a green leotard. I never could have possibly imagined that that's where the Democrats would take my state. But fortunately enough, Magnum Research still sells Desert Eagles. So as far as I'm kind of done with that part of the market. Yeah, the market is fucked. Like, these professional crypto traders and these professional stock traders and the professional options traders, they just come on and they be like, oh, yes, well, the market was down today, or the market was up today, 36 points. No. The market is fucked. I'm just going to say it just like that. Now, so why is the market fucked? Well, so one of the things that's important to note as to why is the market so far down is the bond market, specifically the bond market in UK. Now, there's a couple of things you got to understand. First of all, UK has a serious problem with hedge funds and its pensions and basically gambling money. But then again, UK is a socialist welfare state, whether they want to admit it or not. Some people just admit it. Some people don't want to admit it because they don't want you calling them a communist next. The reality is, before I even get into this, because I'm going to skim over this story, in order to fight inflation, what Jerome Powell is doing here in America is he's raising interest rates. Now, when you raise interest rates, that reduces the investments into the economy. So Jerome Powell, So what you have to understand is some people are accusing Jerome Powell of trying to increase unemployment to take money out of the system. They're also accusing him of hurting people like Elizabeth Warren are accusing Jerome Powell of purposefully crashing the stock market and hurting the Biden administration, as if the Biden administration didn't hurt himself. The guy can't ride a bike, for God's sakes. The guy's falling off bikes. But the bottom line is, in order to fight inflation, what he's doing is partly right. But the reason why I've continued to insist that this is not just inflation that we're in, this is not just recession that we're in, this is really stagflation. And part of stagflation, the most important part of understanding stagflation, is stagflation comes about because of poor government policies. Quantitative easing. We've been quantitative easing basically since 2001. So basically that's like filling a person up on heroin. Now you take the heroin away and the person is suffering. So you have a choice. You either give them more heroin or you make them go cold turkey by leaving them in the cell and making them shiver it off and get it out of their system. The reality is the only way to fight inflation, first of all, you got to take money out of the system you can't put it in. You have to stop putting money in, take money out of the system. We have a country built on a welfare state. My president just promised people $10,000 worth of loan forgiveness, for God's sakes. Most of them went to party schools, got shitty liberal arts degrees that they were never going to be able to find a job in. The only people who you don't hear anything from are the people who actually went and got worthwhile degrees and actually made money where they were able to pay back whatever loans they had. But these liberals think that keeping you in school from pre-K through grad school, they think that this is the thing to do. They think that keeping these women in school, making them age so that they're no longer desirable because they're old, they think that keeping them in there and having them get PhDs, and they come out at 40 and 50 years old, now they're looking for a high-value man. They think that's the way to go. Well, me personally, I don't think that's a good thing to do. I don't think that's the way to go. So the first thing you have to do is you have to take money out of the system, stop putting it in. The next thing you have to do is raise interest rates, which Jerome Powell is doing. The next thing you got to do is you got to reduce government spending. But guess what? We have a welfare state. You can't reduce government spending because you'd have these people right out there fighting and arguing and rioting and crashing through stores simply because, as far as they're concerned, the government ain't doing enough to help them. And you have to increase government taxation. So here you have the welfare side who's getting welfare checks that absolutely does not want reduced government spending. And then on the other side, you have people who don't want the government to increase taxes. So what do? You raise interest rates and you hope for the best. You hope that you hurt the economy enough that you can drive inflation down. Because on either side, you've either got the welfare bunch or you got the people who are anti-tax. You got the Tea Party on one side, you got Pookie and Ray Ray and Brad and Karen on the other. Because Karen gets welfare checks. You just don't know about it. She gets them. There's a lot of people in this country that would like to pretend they don't get welfare, but they do. There's a lot of people in this country who are subsidized by government. They like to pretend they're not, but they are. So anyway, the biggest thing that you have to do is you have to end the welfare state. You can never get rid of inflation as long as you're printing money. As long as you're doing any form of quantitative easing, you cannot get rid of inflation. It's always going to be there. The British, as you can see, it says Monday's sharpest moves were concentrated in the index-linked gilt market. Illiquid bonds, where payouts to bondholders are benchmarked in line with the UK retail price index. In a statement, the bank said dysfunction in the index-linked gilt market posed a material risk to UK financial stability. London, UK bonds sold off again this week, pushing yields to their highest level since before the Bank of England's historic intervention to avert a pension fund collapse late last month. So let's just understand something. When bond yields go up, there is an inverse relationship. The prices of the bonds go down. When the yields go up, prices go down. When the yields go down, prices go up. Very simple inverse relationship. It's kind of like the way housing is supposed to be when you have interest rates and you have housing prices. When the interest rates go up, what that does is that takes people out of the market, because if the interest rates are high, people with bad credit can no longer apply. So that gets them out of the market because they can't compete. When the interest rates are decreased, now the demand goes up, because when you decrease the interest rates, that makes it easier to get loans. Our problem in America is we decreased interest rates since 2001. And we've been playing a game with low interest rates. What we've been doing is creating false growth by putting out more and more credit. I'll save that story for later. So anyway, Monday's sharpest moves were concentrated in the index-linked gilt market. So anyway, the scale of the rise in bond yields, which move inversely to, well, see, they got it for me. They're telling you right there. The scale of the rise in bond yields, which move inversely to prices, prompt the bank to expand its emergency bond purchase program on Tuesday to include index-linked gilts until the deadline on Friday. In a statement, the bank said dysfunctional in the index-linked gilt market posed a material risk to UK financial stability. Now, here's the thing. One of the things I learned is to ignore the bullshit. If we scroll through this, one of the things I can guarantee you're not going to see much of is you're not going to see anything about Russia versus Ukraine. Now, I want you to notice, let's see, do we see Russia versus Ukraine? Do you see anything about Russia? Do you see them lying about the ghost of Kyiv? You don't see that, do you? The next few days is a roller coaster. I don't see anything about Russia versus Ukraine. You don't see anything about Russia versus Ukraine. Well, guess what? The reason why this market right now is collapsing is because of energy prices skyrocketing. And the reason why energy prices have skyrocketed is specifically because of Russia-Ukraine. I'm not going to read the rest of that. You want to read it? You read it. No, they're ignoring the real issue. Europe, as I've said 100 times, I'm going to keep saying it, this winter, Europe's going to freeze its ass off. Europe decided to back America in sanctions against Russia. By doing that, they bit the hand that fed them, and now the hand's not feeding them no more. Their energy prices went higher than America's because America has a larger strategic petroleum reserve, and America has an easier time manipulating energy costs than they do over in Europe. Gas prices have always been high in Europe. It was diesel prices that they were keeping low. Now, as you see, they're inadvertently forcing everybody towards SUVs that are electric and forcing you towards electric crossovers simply because the energy prices have become untenable. They've reached a point where the energy prices have basically given them the highest inflation that they've like ever seen in their lives for the most part. Unless they're extremely old. Maybe they saw higher inflation, back in maybe the 60s or 70s. But the bottom line is this new generation, the millennials, they ain't never seen this shit before. See, and that's one of the reasons why they're so hateful of Putin and the Russians. The reason why they're so hateful is because they ain't never seen this shit before. They ain't never seen people who look like them as refugees. They ain't never seen that before. But guess what? There's a time for everything. There's a time for everything. Now they're seeing it. They ain't never seen this before. They ain't never been able to identify with the people being shot at and bombed and hit with Su-57 felon rocket launches. They ain't never seen this shit before. Now they're seeing it. There's a time and a place for everything. Now they're seeing it. So the bottom line, this whole article didn't say a thing. Didn't say a thing. But guess what? That's the real reason why they're where they are now. That's the reason why think about it. I just want y'all to think. I want y'all to think. Trump was president 2019. Yeah, we were having some economic issues as we got closer to winter in 2019. But Trump was bragging, oh yeah, the economy's doing great. I got energy independence. We're pumping oil. We got oil coming from Russia. We got oil. We got it all coming in. Oil prices are going down. The energy, everything's doing great. The economy's doing great. The unemployment rate low. He was bragging about all that shit back then, right? Don't you know, and I said it, I saw it coming. As soon as Trump started fucking with China, all of a sudden COVID, all of a sudden lockdowns, all of a sudden gas goes negative, oil goes negative. Next thing you know, your fucking shit skyrockets. Skyrockets. Let that be a lesson. Number one, if you're a U.S. president, don't mess with China. And number two, if you're a U.S. president, don't mess with Russia. It's just a bad idea. It's a bad idea. When you fuck with the countries that own your bonds, it just doesn't turn out well. I'm supposed to be the dumb kid in New York. I'm not supposed to have to tell you the obvious. Y'all are supposed. Now I know Biden's brain is turning to mush and he's old, but I'm not supposed to have to tell you all this shit. I'm not supposed to have to tell you this. Don't mess with the two superpowers in the world other than yourself, because it doesn't turn out well. Now, you think that the Europeans, all of them, oh, we're so smart. Yeah, we go to I went to Oxford. Yes, while I was in Oxford, I learned everything I needed to know to be a member of the gentry. Yes, I went to Oxford. Somebody like me shouldn't have to tell you stupid motherfuckers that if you don't have a plan B, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Guess what you did? You didn't have a plan B because I went to Oxford. We don't need plan Bs over here. Here are your things, sir. I went to Oxford. I was trained in Oxford. Yeah, well, guess what, you stupid motherfuckers? This winter, you're going to freeze. Because you bit the hand that fed you. Now, I would have thought that somebody would be smart enough because they went to Oxford. Because I went to Oxford, yes, I went to Oxford. Yes, I drive an Aston Martin with my wife, Bibi. Yeah, this winter you're going to freeze to death. How about that? Oxford. I went to Oxford. Yes. Hey, Buffy, come to the pool because we're going to get in for a swim. Say we're the blue bloods. We're the perfect royal blue bloods, and we're royalty. Yeah, this winter, while I'm in my house and I've got my heat on my thermostat up to, let me think. When it gets real cold out in November, usually around like Thanksgiving, I usually turn that heat up to about 79, maybe 80. But while my house is going to be roasting like an oven, your house is going to be freezing. because you decided to back America, bite the hand that fed you, and you had no idea that this war was going to take this long. I have no idea at this point how this Russia versus Ukraine thing is going to end, because this is obviously a protracted war. My guess is, and I'm really surprised it lasted this long, it almost appears that Putin's doing exactly what I thought he was going to do, and he's making this last through the American elections in November. Because by doing that, you're forcing the pain on everybody, and you're also forcing political change. Boris Johnson lost his job already. Now, the only question is, who's next? You've had coups. You had the Shinzo Abe assassination. You don't think all of this stuff is connected? Of course this is connected. All of this is connected. Everything is. Sri Lanka's got their own January 6th. They're invading the freaking presidential palace. You don't think this is connected? You don't watch international news. That's why I watch Indian WEON. I don't watch this MSNBC, CNN, Fox bullshit. I watch international news so you can see how I go to these people's countries so you can see how these people really live. And when you see what's going on over there, you're like, wait a minute. If these people are waiting in line for gas all day long, sooner or later, there's going to be some kind of political revolution right in that country. Sure enough, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh having problems, India having problems. You think this is not connected? Pakistan had a flood. They're not even talking about that flood no more. You think the flood is over? You think that it just magically went back and everything's okay? No. These countries are having political upheaval. And if energy was cheap, it wouldn't be this bad. But energy's not cheap. Energy's high. You know why? Russia v. Ukraine, Russian oil embargoes, Russian oil sanctions, Venezuela oil embargoes, Venezuela oil sanctions. You don't think this is connected? What's the point? All I got to do is make my money and go buy my Cadillac and just be quiet and let the rest of y'all figure it out, because y'all never figure this shit out. Y'all don't even pay attention. Y'all busy watching fucking, what are y'all watching? What's on now? What's that show? Y'all watching Game of Thrones. You don't give a fuck. But anyway, bottom line, this is where we are. UK bond market drops. It's gonna collapse. What is the pound sterling right now? Let's see. What's the pound sterling? Let's see. Pound sterling. Let's see. Pound sterling to US dollars. Let's see. 1.09. What? Whoa. What's this chart look like? What happened this week? Well, what happened this month? It used to be 1.045, and now it's 1.0293. Y'all ain't paying attention to this shit. Y'all ain't paying attention. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I'm looking at the euro. So this is $1 equals 1.0293 euros. Oh, why did the euro fall so far? Maybe it's because you went to Oxford. Yes, I went to Oxford. I'm so smart. Somebody get my cigar so I can smoke with Buffy, because I went to Oxford. I'm so smart. Yeah, you went to Oxford. That's why your currency is collapsing, and you may not get your pension payments because you went to Oxford.